I've come to realize that a lot of people on this channel, they mostly want me to post about design tutorials, and I'm 100% sure that very few people are going to watch this video. But in this video, what we're trying to do today is we're trying to come up with a box culvert. So a few years ago when it rained a lot here, it was so crazy, it was flooding all over. And now we want to do a very huge box culvert, not really huge, but long in size, because we want it to be somewhere close to 6 meters, so that when big trucks come, they can find it easy to be able to turn. You can see that this environment is very dry, but whenever it rains, all the water from that side, like, and this other side, it all comes and hits this wall, then it flows going to the road. About 150 feet away from here, there's another culvert, but it is very small in size, something like about 3 meters or so. So for that small culvert, we've been seeing even problems whenever trucks are bringing construction materials. They're struggling a lot to be able to cross and get into the compound. So in this video, we're going to show you the process of how we began the box culvert, the drawing we used, all the way to the end after completing it, and some of the changes that we had to make which affected the overall design of the same. So I know you want design tutorials, and I'm working on a beginner design tutorials where I'm assuming that you are someone who has never opened ArchiCAD before, or who have never designed anything before, and that is your first time. So from the beginning all the way to finishing a drawing and going to sell it to a client. So there's a project that I'm working on, and I'm halfway as of now in terms of making tutorials. It takes a while to make those tutorials because you have to record them, you have to come up with the concept, record them, and then you have to edit them before now you can begin posting. Now for that video, for that tutorial series, I want to come up with something that is almost complete. When I start posting it, I will have everything complete from start to end. But right now I'm in the middle of making it, so it's coming. Just hang on a little bit. You don't have to avoid watching my other videos because you just want tutorials alone. So basically, the drawing that we are using here, this is the drawing that we are using here, and this drawing we made it using AutoCAD. You can also be able to draw it in ArchiCAD if you want, but for most of the civil things related, it's preferred to use AutoCAD. It's much easier and better if you know how to use it. Ile kupanua saidio na saidi mliongeza ile kupanua kiasi mliongeza
Sikuwa nafika hapa kwenye ndio sijui kama kalikuwa hapo hivi.
Sasa hii itakuwa mita 6. But culvert ikiamka kuna kwa kale kanini kinaamsha hivi juu kanazuia, ni kama daraja. Kale kanaamka huku na huko. Nimekaa. So tukiweka na hako inapunguka sana. Inakuwa 5.6.
Sasa ongeza kitu kimoja.
Imekuwa 400 ni hivyo lakini hiyo tu ndio ya mwisho. After hapo ni kulainisha. And we want to reduce the size a little bit because we are not going to make a very massive box culvert here. Initially I wanted a very massive box culvert because of the water that was here last year when it rained a lot, about 2 years ago when it was raining a lot, and also this year again it's gonna rain a lot. So I wanted a very massive culvert, box culvert that can be able to work perfectly. But now because of the cost and all thing, you have to consider some things and you have to avoid some things and you have to reduce the size so that the cost can be able to go down. Sasa nilikuwa nadai ufunge kamba kwanza ya chini. Acha funge kamba ya chini mara ya mwisho. Alafu uko juu msieke sana juu, uko juu nilikuwa nimeona ni kama uko juu nikaa kuliko kushafika.
Fire, see fire.
So the first thing that you have to do, of course, is to measure. So I think my camera wasn't on at the time, but I came and measured it how I wanted it to be, the orientation and everything, aligning it along the angle of the road, because it has to be aligned from the angle of the road, and also the conditions on how you have to place it, how far it has to be from the road. So there's some considerations that you have to keep, but in our regards, we had gone and gotten approval from the county government, and also there was an engineer for this road. They do maintenance of the road. They are the one who are like more of doing supervision, not really supervision, but just coming to tell us what they want us to do, if they want us to move it, if you're so close to the road. But before we move on with any step, they had to certify it first to tell us that this is okay. So once we did the measurement or to try and set it out, they had to come and confirm that it is where they want it to be, and then now we began excavating. So after excavation, we had to prepare our base, because for a box culvert, what we're going to use is U-shaped bars. So we're going to take some bars, and in this case we're using D10, then we shape them to be a shape of letter U, and then we're gonna place them here on the base. But now we cannot just place the bars on the soil itself. First of all, it will be corroded, like it will get damaged whenever bars or reinforcement bars are exposed to the soil. And also another issue has to do with, also we want our base to be somewhere a little bit stronger so that it can be able to carry more weight. Remember, like I said, our bars are gonna be like letter U, so here on the base itself there's some weight that it also has to carry. So for you to prepare this very well, we had to do a little bit of hardcore, and it's not like we went to buy hardcore. Like this place, like I said, there's a lot of stones, and there's this other place that we had already excavated when we were building the house, and also when we were excavating the location for the septic. We had a lot of stones around, just lying around, so we made use of these stones to place them here on the ground, on the base itself. And this was like some hardcore, and we had to use some heavy hammers to hit them a little bit in order to compact them like somehow. And also if we had like bigger stones, we prefer to use them if they are like small in size. Then after we're done with this, now we place some maram on top of it. Remember again, like I said, this location maram is there's a lot of maram that's just close by. But then after that, now we did our screeding. Like I said, whenever you have reinforcement bars, you never want your reinforcement bars to be placed directly on the soil because of corrosion issues. So we had to do some screeding, and screeding, it can just be like sometimes some people do just a combination of cement and maybe sand, but you can do cement, sand, even with quarry dust, or you can do cement, sand with some concrete. You don't have to be like a perfect mix, but for us it wasn't even bad. We had to do good, so we placed our screeding here. And once we're done with the screeding is just a small thickness. So while this process was going on here, there's another group that already given them like the bending bar schedule on how I want them to bend the U bars and everything that I wanted in this side. Ifa mwingie ndani wote. Ndani ngoja kwanza. Sisi hapa tutoke kwanza. Basi wale huko juu. Alex, unaweza toka. Ciao. And already they were preparing the metals or the reinforcement bars for that side, and I'd already also gone that side and tried to help them in order to tie them and make them be ready. I think during the day, because we wanted to complete this on the first day, we were not really recording a lot. Like I wasn't recording a lot, and I failed to record this section where we were preparing these U-shaped bars. But now they were ready, and we carried them, we brought them here. And I think while I made my U-shaped bars, initially when I made my U-shaped bars, I had in my mind, I had a proposal of coming up with a way bigger in terms of width. The width of our box culvert was supposed to be a little bit bigger, but I think in that process I messed up a little bit, and I gave them a little bit bigger size of the U-shaped bars. So the width of it was somehow a little bit bigger, and we had to remove some soils on the sides a little bit before we could be able to place it fully. So once we removed some soils, the next process of course was to try and elevate it a little bit from the ground. So sometimes there's some blocks you can be able to make them. People call them, I think they're called spacer blocks, but in our case we don't have spacer blocks. So what we do, we just use stones to elevate the bars not to be really on the ground, because we want what goes on the ground to be freshly mixed concrete. And remember, this new concrete now, we're going to vibrate it, so that is what we want to penetrate under the bar and all that. And also binding zimeisha, na jonti John, jamaliza. Ano jakata? John, naongea na John. Ulituma kitambo. John imeisha. Umetumia hiyo saizi ya moja. Hautatumia zitakataa kuingia. Unajiona zinaingiana. Cukup. Once we're done with the bars, of course, we had also to now to come and tie everything. These other bars that had already, like I said, there was another team within the compound that were already working on this, and these bars now are ready. So we cannot just place them on the ground and leave them like this. Although this area, the good thing is there's no a lot of thieves, but again, you don't just want to leave it like that, because sometimes people can steal them, these reinforcement bars, and they go and sell them to the scrap metals or stuff like that. So So unfortunately at this point we ran out of binding wires, and now we are waiting for more to be brought from the hardware. The guy said that he had sent someone on a border and he was bringing them, but now he came very late in the night, and now we only used it to tie the remaining parts, and after we're done with it we could only pour like a little concrete to secure our bars so that no one can come and steal them throughout the night, because they might come and see that we've already poured concrete and it might make them to feel like a need to steal the bars. So we only did that, and it was very late at night. Finished the whole thing at around 8 p.m. and for me I was living like 1 hour 30 minutes away from this point. So to be able to get to that point, I got there almost 11 p.m. because like once you finish you have to clean everything, all the tools, you have to make sure that they're clean, because sometimes usually the guys you work with, for them once they're done they just want to like leave as well, because it's already very late at night. So I had to stay around to make sure that everything is clean, and once everything is clean and also placed in the store is when now I could be able to leave that late. So the next one, of course, I'm gonna show you the progress of how it goes from this point.